Every child is different, like our five fingers. Every child has some different values, different kind of personality. But a mother treats her child in the same way a teacher does. They all love their children. It might be they're different from each other, but they treat them equally. A mother, a teacher, always knows what his child needs and what children should be treated like. Today, we have a great lady, great teacher, and an inspiration for a lot of children in her school, and even a lot of parents who are involved with her, and or a lot of teachers who are working with her. We have Anita Rao ma'am. She's been she started her school in 2006, and since then she's keenly working with her students and teachers for the betterment and better personality of a young child. Young child is just like a mud pot. We need to shape them really well. We need to make a beautiful pot that doesn't spill the water out, and a teacher can do it truly well. Ma'am, as you started Daksha in 2006, and Daksha is a very vibrant name, and all the people and children are very attracted to the name and also the symbol of your the Daksha school, which is an elephant. And I feel that the elephant was chosen because of Lord Ganesha, because he is a symbol of study, and even the the elephant is a huge animal and it represents the trees, the jungles. So the kids are a lot more attracted to it. So how did you get the idea of naming your school as Daksha, and what inspired you to start a school?
All right. Thank you, Apurva. Thank you for having me here, first of all. I'm not used to this format of interviews. I'm more comfortable with a one on one. Yeah, Daksha is actually derived from the word Dakshata, which is a Sanskrit word, which means competence and potential. So, what we are working, what we teachers do is we are working on the competence and potential of every child, who comes to us in the classroom. So Daksha is actually, it is a compact term for Dakshata, which means potential, and that's what schools do. So I'm glad you said, it appeals to children because I'm always in doubt, a more catchy name, but then I thought, no, I mean, it has a distinct sound to it, ring to it. So it stands out, stands apart. Why the baby? It's actually we started off as a pre-primary school, and children love baby elephants and they love animals per se. And a baby elephant is so cuddly, and it's actually inspired by this flying elephant Dumbo.
Yes.
Yes. So we started off as a pre-primary, and we thought, that is something that children will love. And but then we also knew that as the school grows, we're going to make the elephant look much more studious, much more serene, and much more, scholastic. So we thought we could shape and give the elephant a different look. So, but we are still stuck with the same Dumbo look. But the children love it, as you said. And yes, yeah, this is how we got started with the name and the mascot, the baby elephant.
So you
Yeah, your term about you're linking of the elephant with nature. I never thought of choosing the elephant logo, just because it represents nature. But there's a lot of environment, a lot of talk about animals and preserving nature and being in sync with the plants, the animals, the birds, and the butterflies. We are talking to children always, almost every day about it. Yeah, so Daksha does stand for a lot of awareness about nature and environment. Yeah.
uh, as you're working with little kids, there must be some new innovations around you, and I've seen a lot of hard work in the performing arts and the working that you have done for the sports day annual function or maybe any event in your school, and kids are very interested in learning new things. So how do you manage, like I've seen you working for like long hours, standing with the students and making them learn really what they're doing. So how does it give you, like how the motivation comes, and how do you work for the kids, and how do you make them learn everything so well?
You have to, if you want the children to do something, Apurva, you have to do it yourself. You want them to do yoga, you have to be a yoga practitioner yourself. If you want them to be fit, you have to be on your feet, yourself. And if you want them to rehearse, time and over again, you have to be with them and, show them, you have to be patient. We have to, get it close to perfection. So as the teachers, and if the teachers are there, it's my moral responsibility to be with the teachers. It's always a team effort at school, that we have to be with the kids and say, yeah, it's a little tough, but we want to, give it our best shot. We have to put up the best show possible. And whatever you do, you have to put in your 100% is what we tell the children. So, we can't kind of step back when the children are asked to do that. You have to be a step ahead and do it. And it doesn't need much effort. I mean, with children, you get that energy, you get that enthusiasm. There's so much energy in them. So I think we draw all our energy and all our positivity from the kids, and they keep charging us up. So yeah, it's never a tough, it's never a hard day, when the children are there with you. It's always fun. And yeah, your question was, what are the new things that you do and why all these events? Yeah, we are known to be a school that does a whole lot of events because children need variety in their routine. Every day coming to school and sitting in the classrooms and going through the same periods and, the same routine kind of gets, I mean, they kind of get, it gets stagnant, or the children kind of get fed up. So you want to bring in a variety, number one, and there are so many things that you want to celebrate. Like today is World Nature Conservation Day. So we had something ready for them. Although it's online, we had a PPT. The teachers were talking to them about how do you conserve nature, and a simple thing like switching off the light. When you leave the room, you're doing something for nature. You're turning off the tap. You're doing something, for nature, for the environment. So these are messages that you can give them all the time, and there are so many opportunities to do that. So we celebrate, Nature Conservation Day. Tomorrow happens to be World Tiger Day. And how, you can tell the child that, if you stop using plastic in your house, how it's going to help the tigers live a better life, how you're going to help the forests, survive. And it's your little things that you do in your day-to-day life that's going to help, a big cause, like, preserving tigers, preserving nature. So when you have the opportunity, I feel that's what I keep telling the teachers. We have infinite opportunities, to teach children about life, about positivity, about saving water, giving back to society, helping one another. And there are umpteen days in our calendar. So every week, we kind of set out to see, okay, what are the other things that we're going to teach other than math and English and science? And how are we going to get that message through to the children? So that's why we have so many events, because we want to encash upon each and every opportunity, that comes to give that message to them. Yeah, and it's always a walk in the park if you're going to do it for the kids. You enjoy it and it's extremely fulfilling.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's children's are always like blooming, having that smile when they go to
Yes.
school. Little kids are always happy being around a lot of kids and playing with them and learning in playful manner. And the great legend Rashtra Rishi Nanaji Deshmukh has always said that playful learning is always important for younger kids because they learn more by playing little stuff that keeps going inside their mind. And even psychologically saying, we learn more from seeing, listening, and actually performing the art. So it's really great that you people are doing such great stuff for the little kids. And I've heard that you have like uh, like there is an issue, like we talk about women empowerment all along, and you being a woman uh, teacher and the founder of the school, and most of your staff, like 70 to 80% of your staff is a female based staff, and even the teachers. So how does it help in the development of a child than having more like balance between the male and more of the male staff and the little of the women staff as other schools? And I would like to know, do you know any other school which has like this amount, huge amount of female staff in your, like their schools?
So, when I started off, I was very idealistic. I wanted to do something where, do something for women. I wanted to do in that space where, women are involved, women are employed, women are empowered. And it is a rare coincidence that I got into education, and it is kind of a natural thing that, you give an advertisement and you get a whole lot of resumes for women teachers. So it was a happy coincidence for me that I worked with two of my passions. One is education and one is, with women and wanting to do something for them. Your question was, are women better as a task force in school, in the space of education? I think, women are basically, uh, they're very good at multitasking, and they have great empathy. There's tremendous empathy in them, and it is very easy to invoke that passion in them for for a good cause. Women are always in the forefront when you have a very positive cause, whether it is nature, whether it is helping the underprivileged. Women, I think, reach out, that motherly instinct or the patience, the empathy that they have. So I think it works well for children, especially in the pre-primary. I can't visualize a male teacher. It has to be, it has to be a young girl or a young lady or or a young mom. Somebody with that feminine touch, because they need that gentleness and that warmth. And as the children grow up too, it's just not academic. It's just not teaching math and English. We're also teaching them life skills. So who better than a mother to understand, how important life skills are, in preparing a child for life. So I'm sure if I get male counterparts, they'll do an as good a job. But my experience with the women teachers has been tremendous. And yeah, 98% of us are women. We have only 2% male in the school, and it's an entirely woman centric organization. And more, I mean, definitely the teachers are a force to reckon with. They are amazing. How, especially in the online, schooling times, how they have reinvented themselves, picked up the technology. And you say, technology is a very male-dominated thing. I think the teachers have proved all of us wrong. They've really picked it up just like that. They started taking the classes. They're using all possible format platforms, to make the classroom a much more, efficient and learning and interesting space for the kids. But along with that, I have another task force, that is, the helpers, and whom we call ayas. We call them helper aunties at school. They are amazing because they come from a strata of society where, where there is physical abuse, there's a lot of financial problems, there are health issues. Sometimes they have husbands, but they are the bread earners of the family. So that satisfaction of supporting them and giving them some kind of a space where they feel respected, where the teachers, the children call them as aunties, nobody is called by their name. They earn respect, they earn livelihood, they earn a lot of, and they are made aware about, hygiene and health and fitness. And so there's a lot of empowerment that is happening at school, with the women, which I'm extremely happy about. So yes, I'm very happy to be working in the space of education and in the space of women.
It's always happy for a child to have a motherly figure around them, because little kids, when they cry, they need their mother. And we have always seen Like whenever till now, if I get hurt, I still cry for my mother. Like I feel like if my mother was there, then she would help me put the bandage or do something for me. If I have fever, I still seek that my mother would be around me, and it's a safe and warm place to be around when your mother or motherly figures are around. And calling them auntie is more of a connection to the
Yeah.
children. Like in Krishnamurti schools, we used to call our teachers as these and bhaiyas, and same here we calling them like auntie. So it's that we be free to talk anything to them. Like I've seen children like calling their teachers now in at your school, like they call the teachers and ask whatever issue they have now also. And when they were there, they can like ask anything and everything from the teacher and even from you. And reaching a principal and asking like a normal question is not like very prominent in other schools. So it's like really great to have that bond with the children, because if they don't have a bond, then how can we expect that they learn something good in their schools? And I would like to know now, in this time we all are having online classes, every school is like sending the videos or might like creating a room and having online classes. So like how you know like new innovations are being there, and how you treat doing the extracurricular activities nowadays as kids are home. So how everything is being taken care of.
See, when we started the online classes, our main intention was we have to get back as much of a routine into the children's lives as possible. Like they are missing out on school. So, as much of that routine, if we can bring into the online classes, to whatever extent possible. So, what they miss out when they're at home is, that physical activity. They are not able to run, they're not able to play, and the socialization, bonding with one another. So, along with the teaching of the subjects, we thought if we can get a little bit of that, the physical activity part, get them to be a little more fit, get them into a healthy routine as much as possible. And that, where they meet their friends, they say hi, hello, and, they bond with one another. So to get these two going, we kind of incorporate a little bit of yoga and pranayam and brain gym and little warm ups, for the children in the online classes. So the day begins with, positive thought, a little bit of pranayam, a little bit of yoga, one or two asanas, as much as possible. See, what we are trying to do is we are trying to do a balancing thing. I wish we could do more of the fitness, but then the screen time would increase. So we are trying to kind of just do a little bit of that and then get on to teaching. And then every 20 minutes kind of give them a break and say, all right, this is your water time, let's go get some sip. It's your water time, get some sips of water, look out of the window, refresh your eyes, and again back to. So we are trying to balance the health part, the physical fitness part with the academic learning. And it's very recently we started off something called hobby clubs. This weekend was our first session where the children get fed up of seeing the teachers talking all the time, and the older children also, they are missing out on this the camaraderie that they share with one another and with the younger kids. So we've asked the class 8 and 9 children to form hobby clubs based on their strength. Somebody's good at chess, somebody's good at coding, somebody's good at art and craft, somebody's good at dance. So these children have started hobby clubs online where all the younger children, can choose to join the clubs. And then it is the student mentors. They lead the club, they teach, they take the initiative to, have a plan, they have a program where they teach their skills to the younger kids. And the younger kids are enthusiastic because it's not teachers, it's the older one, the annas, they are teaching, the annas, the akkas are teaching. So I think they've gone on to a good start. I'm hoping the hobby clubs, do a little bit for the socialization of children, where they learn to bond with one another. Older kids learn to take responsibility. Younger kids learn to, bond with the older kids. So we are trying to take care of these two, the physical fitness and the socialization skills. Yeah.
It was very informative and very kind of you to join us and
I,
explain
I,
us.
I was more than happy to join you, Apurva, and it was a good
Uh,
experience.
Thank you. It was really nice that you talk about everything a child needs. And now the part of responsibility also comes in the older children. So they, when they grow, they know how to take care of their younger siblings or maybe the younger generation and treat them with kindness. As bullying
Yes.
is a really big part of college, and the more they grow, they tend to be bullies. But when we include this concept of teaching the younger ones, they tend to deal with them in a kind manner. And having such great women staff and such great principal as you are, and making them come together, sit together, think together, and plan what they really want to do is really great and inspiration for all of us. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Apurva.